Welcome, it's Alan from SpinX Vitality. Today we're doing BJJ solo movements. Why do we do this? Because I train 4 days a week at RMBJJ, Delray Beach, Florida. I train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do BJJ solo conditioning. That keeps me in the game. Let me say that again. Training, jiu-jitsu, and conditioning is the perfect complement. You can train jiu-jitsu a lot. You'll get really good. The solo conditioning I've tested for the past 18 years on students that I had and myself. It keeps me in the game. Let me repeat that. It keeps me in the game. This way, I'm not the best in the school. I'm not the toughest. I'm not the alpha male. I'm not the guy to beat. I'm the guy to learn from, and I can train 4 to 6 rounds each day with a 5-minute round and not get totally gassed that I sit down on the sides. I never sit on the side. At age 70, I'm on the mats. I don't sit on the side. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, stop feeling sorry for yourself. I'm too old. I have a pain. No. Get out there on the mats, do twice as much jiu-jitsu as you do conditioning. So I'm doing 4 days of jiu-jitsu, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, conditioning, solo conditioning, Tuesdays and Thursdays on the mat. Once again, that keeps me in the game. When students at the academy say to me, "Hey, Alan, let's train," that is a sign that I'm in the game. Once they stop asking me to train, I'm going to hang up my belt. I do 4 days of jiu-jitsu and 2 days of conditioning. Today, we're doing the specialized conditioning that I've narrowed down, trimmed down, is battle-tested, and here we go. There are 4 stages. I've got it written down so I don't forget. Phase 1. Rolling back and forth. You must have contact with the mat. Your body must contact with the mat as much as you can to loosen up your body, muscles, joints. The second is butt scoots front and back. The third is butt scoots side to side. Very important. And then we do a long stretch. So each section I will announce what we're doing. So without further ado, here we go. Rocking back and forth 10 times. Excellent! Now we're doing butt scoots front and back. And if you're training jiu-jitsu, you know what this is for. Offense, to get a hook with the legs. Defense, to push away. Butt scoots front and back. Here we go. Excellent. Now we do the butt scoots side to side. Here we go. Excellent. Now comes a long stretch to stretch your spine. 10-second holds. Excellent. That completes phase 1. Phase 2, my favorite section. Hip ups 5 times. One leg hip ups 5 times. Flat reach over the shoulder 5 times. Hip ups over the shoulder 5 times. Hip escapes, both sides 5 times. And my favorite, hip escape to hip switch, sit through 3 times. Here we go. The first one, hip ups 5 times. That was 10 times. Now we do one leg hip up 5 times each leg. Nice work. Now comes flat reach over the shoulder, which will begin to stretch your spine in a diagonal fashion. Good. I could actually feel my spine cracking. It's self-adjustment. The next one is hip ups reach over 5 times each side. Nice work. Now comes hip escape. And there's one thing I want to emphasize that took me many, many years to learn, and Professor Renaud showed me this technique. Thank you, Professor Renaud at RMBJJJ in Delray Beach. Watch the leg that's on the bottom. It's off the ground and it's not being used to push, but to drag. Very simple and yet very complex. Notice how the bottom leg was off the ground? That's a prelude, and I'm going to add to it so it makes it easy to do a technical stand-up, or even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, to stand up on your feet. Even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, it's a good way to stand up. So watch my leg that's on the ground and watch the corresponding hip that moves with it. This is deep. It's so simple and yet deep. My favorite, which is actually used in live training, is the hip escape to hip switch and sit through. Yay! You might notice sometimes my elbows and my forearms were on the mat. Sometimes my hand is on the mat. Once you get into jiu-jitsu, you'll realize the difference, and there it is. That completes phase 2. Okay, phase 3. Arm bars 10 times. Scorpions 10 times. Triangles 10 times. Gymnastica S position 5 times. Technical stand-up, butt up in the air. You'll see where that comes in. And front and back rolls 5 times. Arm bars 10 times. is imagine my partner, my training partner, not my opponent, my training partner, capture his arm with one hand, and I'm pressing his head in the opposite direction with the other hand, which makes it easy for the leg to go over. One hand pulls the arm bar, one hand pushes the head. This is the old man arm bar that's highly effective. Second, scorpions, 10 times. This is for a long step or back step. Excellent. Now comes triangles. We don't want to lean too far back doing the triangles, so be vigilant. As you lock your strangle leg under the supporting overleg, you want the supporting overleg ankle to flare out. That brings your knees together and makes a tighter choke. Iron Guard Dojo teaches gymnastica before their classes at least 3 times a week. They're located in Pine Bush, New York. My training partner from New York of 14 years teaches this class. My training partner, Sensei Tom, is running a program called Iron Guard in Pine Bush, New York. His 2 daughters are the gymnastica coaches, and I believe doing a 1-hour class of gymnastica is an unbelievable supplement to your BJJ game. Give them a call, do it virtually, they have a Zoom set up, and there you go. Gymnastica at Iron Guard Dojo in Pine Bush, New York. I'm doing one of the exercises that's good for my knees and my hips. There probably are 35 different moves. This is one of the moves we call the S stretch. When doing the S stretch, your gi pants or shorts might get pulled down. So be careful, make sure you have underwear on. You gotta laugh. Now comes technical stand-up, 5 times. Notice my butt started to go up in the air even before my leg came back. That is what Renaud has coached us to do. Your butt comes up first before you scoot your leg back. It makes it so much easier to stand up. And the final movement in phase 3 is front and back rolls 5 times. Shoulder rolls. Make sure you don't go over your head. Make sure you go over your shoulder so you don't wake up with a crooked neck. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now comes phase 4, stretching. Another one of my favorites. We have feet out front, right leg bent, left leg bent, both legs bent, front nutcracker, right nutcracker, straddle split left, straddle split right, touch both toes, walk out with the hands touching the toes. One at a time. Feet out front, we hold each position for 10 seconds. Next is right leg straight out, left leg bent. Excellent. Switch legs. Nice work. Now comes both feet together, we call butterfly. Make sure your elbows are on the outside of your knees. Press your belly button first, press your stomach second, press your chest third. Don't arch the back, don't round the back. Try to keep the back as flat as possible. Good work. The next 2 exercises we call the nutcracker. I'm not going to explain why. However, when I was teaching high school phys ed in New York City with inner city kids, as soon as I said nutcracker, they knew exactly what I meant. Here we go. Right side nutcracker and then left side nutcracker. Now comes straddle split. Left side, right side, there are many combinations. Follow along. Excellent. That concludes the mat work with phases 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stay tuned for the iron legs.